It's a beautiful day outside, and you make your way to your mailbox. Upon arriving to your mailbox, you open it up with a gleeful smile on your face. Maybe someone has sent you a letter. Maybe grandma sent you some money for Christmas. Maybe you got a sweet new pre-approval offer from a credit card that wants to gouge you for all the interest they possibly can. But wait, what is this? It's an audit by mail. Bum bum. The IRS has decided that your claims to what you think you are entitled to as far as recompensation from the IRS, the government itself, no,
They don't believe you. They want their money back. Possibly even more.
What do? Well, I can tell you. And I'm going to make this short. I was thinking about throwing some funny puns in there and all these different scenarios, but I'm going to be straight to the point on definitely what you should do if you receive the audit by mail from the IRS. So, step number 1 is to open up the letter. Read through the letter. It's going to tell you what they are auditing you for and what documentation they are looking for you to submit to support your claims. Step number 1, before you even start submitting documents, what I would do and what I have done is at the top right or left of that audit by mail notice, you will see a phone number. That phone number is going to be for the IRS office that is handling your audit. Yes, crazy, I know. There are multiple offices for the IRS? Who is funding this?
You are funding this child.
Now you need to call them. Expect to sit on hold for at least an hour. At the very least, you will sit on hold for 1 hour. I called during downtime, so to speak, when calls weren't so high volume, and I still sat on hold for about an hour and 15 minutes until I was connected with an agent. Excuse me, but step number 2, be nice to the agent. I know your tail feathers are ruffled and you're feeling upset and you just want to go to war with the IRS. Pump the brakes and realize that the dude on the other end of that phone, he's just doing his job. He just saw a posting on Indeed just like you did, and he just decided to go ahead and take a chance, not knowing that he would be attacked maliciously throughout the entire day by people over the phone. Step 1 is to be nice. Explain to them that you received the audit by mail. You're acknowledging that you got that piece of mail, and then request, I guess I say request, but really just ask, hey man, what do I need to send you guys? Can you look at this file and tell me exactly what I need to send over? A lot of times they'll tell you less things than that's actually on that letter. So you could see all these, oh my God, I got to come up with 17 different documents. But in reality, when you call the IRS agent and he talks to you, he'll tell you, oh no, you actually only need to send in 5 or 6 or however many. The number could be anywhere, right? But the main thing is to make contact with them. Also ask them about an extension. So ask, if I don't meet the deadline that's on this letter, do I have extra time? So in my experience, if you're being cool with the guy, generally they'll either offer you an extension or they'll tell you that if you don't meet that deadline, you're automatically given another 30 days. It just depends on the office handling it and the agent, and there's so many factors, so I don't want to be too specific, so not to get your hopes up. But the main thing is step number 1 is to contact them. After you figure out what documents you need to send in to the IRS, they're going to give you an online portal. They'll give you a URL. So with that URL, it takes you to the irs.gov website where you're able to upload all of your documents there. No need to go to the post office, baby boy. You don't need to be going and getting no postie stampies. You heard me? All you got to do is just drag and drop them files. After you drag and drop them files, you're going to wait. And from there, chill. Because you did your part. You did everything that you can do. Your documents are in, submitted. All you can do now is breathe and wait. Fuming doesn't help. Getting angry doesn't help. Just relax, kick your feet up, watch a game, and just hang. Eventually you will hear back from the IRS on whether they decided to keep going through with the audit, and that your documentation wasn't enough support and that you may need to get further documents, but at least you have now gotten the process started. I tried really hard to find a video on YouTube when I first started going through this. I was really trying hard to find a video that was like, okay, what do I do? What is my first step? And it ends up just being a ton of legal jargon, or it's state specific to a state that you're not even in, and it's just a bunch of malarkey, and it leads you to just being even more angry and upset with the IRS, because now you're spending all this time having to figure out something you've never had to do before, and more than likely will never have to do again in the future. So just take these words to heart. Step 1, contact the IRS, figure out what documents you need to send in, upload your documents that you can gather, and some documents you might not be able to find. That's okay. That's all right. It's not the end of the world. Submit what you have, and then just wait. And I think that's a really good starting point. Obviously, if you have a ton of money to blow, you probably already have a lawyer. You can lawyer up and have a tax lawyer do all of that for you. Or if you've signed up for, I know some services like TurboTax offer, an expensive premium package when you file your taxes that protects you from an IRS audit. So if you are audited by the IRS, you can essentially forward that onto TurboTax. I don't know how all that works exactly, so I won't get into the gruesome details. Personally, not a big fan of TurboTax anymore, but yeah, that's really what I can offer you guys. I hope I can help in some way. I'm just going to kind of, with a lot of these commentary videos that I do, I figure I'm just going to kind of jump in, talk about some life experiences that I've had and some things that might help other people that are, are in the shoes that I'm in, maybe in their different shoes, whatever. But yeah, it's impossible to combat the IRS. So you just kind of got to submit and roll over onto your back and hope they scratch your belly. But that's it for this one. I hope you guys got a kick out of it. I hope I could help somebody out there that's dealing with this. Definitely the big thing is just don't get too overwhelmed. The IRS is a huge corporation. I emphasize corporation. You're not going to be able to fight them. So the best thing you can do is just really try to play the game with them. And hopefully you come out unscathed on the other side. This has been another Saki Snort production, baby boys. Peace!